my keys all off my phone. One foot on all the floor. I love this record, baby, but I can't see straight anymore. Keep it cool. What's the name of this club? I can't remember, but it's alright, alright. Just dance. Just dance, gonna be okay. Just dance, in that record thing. Just dance, gonna be okay. Dance, just dance. I've had a little bit too much. All of the people start to rush by. A dizzy twisted dance, can't find my drink, oh man. Where all my keys all off my phone. One foot on all the floor. I love this record, baby, but I can't see straight anymore. Keep it cool. What's the name of this club? I can't remember, but it's alright, alright. Just dance, gonna be okay. Just dance, in that record, babe. Just dance, gonna be okay. Dance, just dance. I want you to love me like I'm a hot ride. Be thinking of me, doing what you like. So boy, forget about the world, 'cause it's gonna be me and you tonight. I wanna make it big for it, and I'ma make you swallow your pride. Want you to make me feel like I'm the only girl in the world, like I'm the only one that you'll ever love, like I'm the only one who knows your heart. Want you to make me feel like I'm the only girl in the world, like I'm the only one that you'll ever love, like I'm the only one who knows your heart. Like I'm the only one who's secret, 'cause I'm the only one who understands how to make you feel like a man. Yeah, want you to make me feel like I'm the only girl in the world, like I'm the only one that you'll ever love, like I'm the only one who knows your heart. Take me for a ride, oh baby, take me high. Let me make you rise, oh make it last all night. Take me for a ride, oh baby, take me high. Let me make you rise, make it last all night. Want you to make me feel like I'm the only girl in the world, like I'm the only one that you'll ever love, like I'm the only one who knows your heart. Want you to make me feel like I'm the only girl in the world, like I'm the only one that you'll ever love, like I'm the only one who knows your heart. I'm wide awake, yeah, I was in the dark, I was falling hard, with an open heart. I'm wide awake, how did I read the stars so wrong? I'm wide awake, and now it's clear to me that everything you see ain't always what it seems. I'm wide awake, yeah, I was dreaming for so long. I wish I knew then what I know now, wouldn't dive in, wouldn't bow down. Gravity hurts, you made it so sweet, till I woke up on the concrete, falling from grace. wish I knew then what I know now. Wouldn't dive in, wouldn't bow down. Gravity hurts, you made it so sweet. Till I woke up on the concrete. Falling from clouds, crashing from the high. I'm letting go
Welcome everybody. You are watching the Patriot Preaches. My name is Ashwantachari. Today, we have a very interesting story. Very interesting stories. Today's gonna be interesting because I was on TikTok before I woke up, and I was seeing all the ICE raids, the protests. Everybody getting riled up. But it's like, the left always hates the right, right? That's why people go to the right. Young men go to the right. The left is just based off hating the right. If I'm gonna be honest, the right is not based off hating anyone. The right is just based on doing what's good for the country. The left is it's based on hating, right? And you see them trying to justify, the protesters throwing rocks, throwing scooters, right? You see them trying to justify this havoc, this chaos that they're creating. It's not valid, right? You've got to do it peacefully, right? Yeah, I mean, maybe if they would, if these guys would, if the legal ones, they would they would chill out, right? They would just take the illegal criminals. Trust me, these guys don't want to. These guys have jobs. All they do is just they want to take the illegals, do their job, and get out. They don't want to take the legal guys, bro. Like I'm happy with I don't discriminate, but legal immigrants are fine to me. Yeah, they're fine, but the reason why they're doing that is because you guys are fighting back. You guys are just causing havoc and chaos and just making it so difficult for them that they're just gonna take y'all. They're gonna take the legal ones too if you guys fight back, right? So you guys are basically pissing them off, right? The Mexican people, they're pissing them off, and it's not. It kind of reminds me of BLM where the blacks would you know the African American community, they would cause havoc as well. But back then nothing would happen because Biden was in charge. So right, that's the thing. Yeah. So today we're gonna get into our news stories, right? We have an interesting story, right? First story is gonna be about Iran having rejected a plan that stops them from, enriching uranium. Trump says it's another topic. We could talk about martial law a bit, and then we're gonna talk about Xi Jinping, right? Two guys were caught trying to smuggle technology to China. It's also another problem, right? It's also another reason why immigration is important. Safe immigration is important. Having border walls is important, right? Yeah, I mean, let's get started. So, first story is going to be about Iran having to reject a plan from enriching uranium, right? Trump wanted that, agreement. Trump told reporters Iran rejected a key element of an American proposal aimed to break the deadlock in negotiations over the future of the country's nuclear program. Iran put their foot down, making a bold statement saying they want to continue enriching uranium, which will allow them to create nuclear weapons, which Israel is not a fan of for obvious reasons, right? We've talked about this before. You guys should know about this. You guys should know why. You guys should know why, man. Why's my hair like What the? Sorry, like that. Yeah, I think my hair looks good. Alright. Iran is rapidly producing rear bomb grade uranium, and they are making it, uh, and they are saying it's used for civilian power plants, right? They're trying to mask it essentially. They're trying to mask it because they don't want Israel to know that they're trying to make it for self-defense, right? And you guys saw what happened to Iraq when Israel said stop making the nuclear weapons. You saw what happened to Iraq. They got cooked. So they're learning from Iraq. Iran is learning from Iraq, and they're like, okay, wait, if we stop, it's over for us. They're gonna take full advantage. It's wraps. Initially, they were allowed to have low-level uranium enrichment under the Obama administration, but Trump came and wiped it out during his first term. While Trump was speaking with Netanyahu was pressuring Trump into bombing Iranian facilities. Trump replied by saying the request is inappropriate, while he was in negotiations. So this gives me a little bit of hope, but I don't trust the media. I don't trust the media that much because these guys always lie. You can't take it at face value. Trump saying it's inappropriate. I hope this guy drags it out. I hope he avoids the war, because it's over. It's gonna be bad. World War III. We're cooked. Right. So we can't be we can't be bombing Iran for no reason. They have not done anything to us. So Netanyahu is behind all of this, man. And you could see from New York Times too. Like these guys are blatantly giving it away. The truth is right in front of you. I hope you know that. People don't want to admit it. Yeah, so they're using these LA riots as a distraction to negotiate the war, to get the war started. Because if everyone's focused on the war, then the war would not happen. But if people are focused on the LA riots and June 14th, No King's Day, people are just focused on issues that aren't, the main problem. If we can stop the main problem, we can stop all the other problems. That's what you don't understand. If we can stop the main problem, then we can stop, the immigration problems. We can stop everything else. But we need to stop. We need to take control of our country. We need to take control of our country. We need America to make decisions because of America, not because of another country. And this is the reason why we have all these problems. Iran has also claimed to have acquired extensive Israeli intelligence and documents on its nuclear program, foreign relations, and defense, which it plans to release them soon, according to Ismail Khatib, who is the Prime Minister of Iran. So they have some documents, apparently. They have intelligence, and they want to release it, which would be really good for us, right? If they can release it, other countries can get involved with them. They could stop the war. Hopefully they could stop the war. If they could stop the war, that would be amazing. Yeah, we need the Epstein files. I feel like they might have the Epstein files. I feel like Israel has the Epstein files. If they do have the Epstein files, Ismail Khatib, please release these files, man. We need them. Because I asked Kirk, he said no. Cash Patel went on Rogan, he's like, no, I don't got it. No, you do have it. You have it. It's somewhere there. Somewhere in the hands of, the other country. The fifth column. It's somewhere there. I know it. Anyways, let's move on to the next topic. Yeah, so they're gonna use martial law as fear mongering to inflame situations. So that on June 14th, No King's Day and President Trump's birthday, people will be enraged and they will be provoked to go outside and protest against mainstream Trump supporters. Right? He's trying to push his regime, but nothing genuinely ever happens. Nothing ever happens. If you guys know about that meme, nothing ever happens. Honestly, nothing ever happens, bro. Like these Democrats get rage baited. I rage baited a bunch of people the other day on my IG. I rage baited a bunch of kids, man. They just resort to violence all the time. It's like, I no. Why do you want to resort to violence? You don't resort to violence. I'm not an advocate for violence. Peacefulness. We need peace. We need peace, man. Anyways, we're gonna get into the next topic. Actually, it's about two men being charged with stalking an artist who criticized Xi Jinping. Two men unsuccessfully tried to legally export sensitive U.S. military technology to China as well. The defenders, Kui Gunhai, 43 years old, of China, and John Miller, 63, a British national who is the permanent U.S. resident, orchestrated a harassment campaign against the U.S.-based dissident artist. They also tried to smuggle restricted technology into China. And this is the problem, man. We can't have people who are not loyal to this country in our country. This is another example. They don't really love this country. They just want to, I don't know what they're doing here. Mr. Cooey and Mr. Miller hired FBI agents to place a tracking device on the artist's car to have its tires slashed. Prosecutors said in court documents, but they were unsuccessful. Bruv. Can't be having these type of people, man. Okay. Today's kind of a slow day, so we're not gonna have as much, I'm not having that many, topics up, but they tried to smuggle it through Hong Kong by shipping it there, and then they got detained in Serbia. So they got caught, and it was, yeah, they got caught. They got caught. Which is good. I'm happy. You know, China is our rival. But they're like the rival that we respect, you know. 'Cause we know they're strong, but they're still a rival. And yeah, and another reason why LA is not, you know, not a lot of people want to live in LA is because it's corrupt. You have a lot of gang members. It's run by, you know, it's run by gangs. It's run by the Bloods, the Crips. It's dirty. There's casinos. It's just very evil. A lot of degeneracy, right? That's why I don't like going there. Cyprus is good. Cyprus is good. You know, that's where, you know, Cyprus is like, if you leave your wallet outside, right, someone will come back to your doorstep and return it. That's how safe it is. And, yeah. Also, these gang members also vandalized Kobe's, mural. Right? How are you? Kobe is a generational basketball player. He only advocates for good things. I look up to Kobe. And seeing that kind of made me mad, right? The people in LA, they disrespect Kobe and Gigi. They cause wars, they gamble, they drink, they do all these degenerate things, and they justify it. And they want to justify, you know, throwing riots. And I want to show you guys a video. Let me find it, bro. Let's see.
I don't really like committing to things. I'm scared. But when Verizon announced that I could lock in a low price for 3 years, I mean, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Can you hear me now?
Vandalized again. The Kobe and Gianna Bryant mural downtown LA has been spray painted white and gray just weeks after being restored. You're watching Eyewitness News at 11:30 live on ABC 7, Hulu, and wherever you stream. I'm Colleen Sullivan.
And I'm Philip Palmer. The Kobe and Gianna Bryant mural had just been restored thanks to a donation by Lakers player Luka Doncic.
Now police are looking whether both events were caused by the same people. Eyewitness News reporter Sid Garcia is live with more on this story. Sid.
Honestly, guys, it's just heartbreaking to see, like you mentioned, second time in a month. What's going to happen now, it's still up in the air, but the fans we talked to just simply said it's messed up. The mural at 14th and Main Street has been vandalized again. Someone scribbled all over the mural of Kobe and Gigi Bryant with white spray paint. It was on display for a few years before someone decided to deface it the first time. In April, somebody used black spray paint to vandalize it, leaving some profane stuff on there. This morning, fans who came by to see it shared with us that they're disgusted and upset that someone would do this again. As mentioned, Laker Luka Doncic paid to have it redone after the first time it was vandalized. What's going to happen now? That's still up in the air. We've reached out to the artist, so we're waiting to hear back from him. Here's a sample of what fans told us when they came out here to check it out.
I think this is horrible. I mean, Kobe's a legend in LA, and the guy who did it, he can't possibly be from LA, you know? Well, he got to be crazy because this is so disrespectful, not only to Kobe, but to the city, you know? And I can't believe it. It happened second time.
Sad, man. It's messed up because, first of all, it's Kobe, it's Gigi, it's a mural, it represents something, right? And I'm sure it was probably some low life, you know, nothing better to do, or I don't know. I really don't know why people do this. It's pretty sad.
Yeah. I mean, these guys seem like good guys, but for the most part, bro. Oh my god. Yeah, it's the type of stuff that they do, man. We can see other stuff.
We begin today's show in Los Angeles as the Trump administration sends more troops into the city following 4 days of protests against military-style immigration raids. The Pentagon's deployed 700 Marines to Los Angeles, and President Trump deployed an additional 2,000 members in the National Guard, bringing the total National Guard's members to 4,000. On Monday, the state of California sued to block the use of National Guard troops. We'll speak to California's Attorney General Rob Bonta later in the broadcast. On Monday, Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass decried the militarized response.
We didn't need the National Guard. Why on earth? What are they going to do? Do you know what the National Guard is doing now? They are guarding 2 buildings. They're guarding the federal building here.
Yeah, because you guys are... You not see what these guys are doing, bro? They're throwing scooters. They're throwing rocks. They're throwing Molotovs. This is not CSGO.
In downtown, and they're guarding the federal building in Westwood. That's what they're doing. So they need Marines on top of it? I don't understand that. That's why I feel like we are part of an experiment that we did not ask to be a part of.
Despite the Trump administration's militarized response, community protests against ICE raids are continuing in Los Angeles and other cities. In fact, on Saturday, the day that President Trump will be celebrating his 79th birthday, and there will be Abrams tanks in a birthday parade in Washington, D.C., rolling through the streets of the Capitol. We go now to Los Angeles, where we're joined by Jean Guerrero. She's contributing opinion writer at the New York Times and author of the book Hate Monger, Stephen Miller, Donald Trump, and the White Nationalist Agenda.
It's not a white nationalist agenda, bro. They're just... The country should be majority white. There should be diversity. But, bro, they just try to paint right-wingers like this. They're trying to paint right-wingers like they're evil. We're not evil. If you have illegal people, you have to get them out. We have to get them out. I'm sorry, but it's like... You can't... There's like all the other countries, you go there illegally, we kick them out. No one does anything. But here, you know, everyone's supposed to be diversity. It is supposed to be diverse, I do agree. But it shouldn't be too diverse. It shouldn't be... This is mainly a white country, so it should be white. Mostly white. And it could be diverse too. Mexicans, Indians, African Americans, Asians. Everyone should be able to live there, but it should say majority white. Right, that's the problem. They think majority white is full white, which is not. That's not the case.
Jean, why don't we start off by you describing the protests on the streets? Have you been to them? And talk about this unprecedented use of military power. And the Republican Party, the party that champions states' rights, President Trump going against the states' rights to bring in the U.S. military against the wishes of the local mayor, Karen Bass, and the governor of California, Governor Newsom.
Absolutely, Amy. It's great to be here. I want to be clear about what is happening here. The federal government is going into the diverse communities of Los Angeles to terrorize them. They are ICE is showing up outside of schools, outside of Home Depot.
Yeah, because you guys are rioting. You guys are fighting back in a very uncivilized manner, so obviously they're gonna have to call backup. Like, this is common sense. If you would just chill out and just let them take the illegals, the people who aren't supposed to be here, they would just get them, get out. They wouldn't even have to call in the Marines. You know, they wouldn't have to use that much force. But you guys are just making it so hard, dude.
Outside of other workplaces, they're snatching people off of the streets, outside of their homes, in front of their children, often without warrants. But what's happening in these protests is that people of all races and backgrounds are putting their bodies on the line to protect their friends, their neighbors, their family members from these arrests. And it is a beautiful thing to see.
Most of these guys protesting are U.S. citizens too. It's like, bro.
I was just at one of the protests yesterday where I spoke to grandmothers, you know, white grandmothers who are going out to protect people that they love and who they're afraid could be picked up by ICE. I spoke to
she doesn't even know what she's talking about. Look at her.
Latinas who are, you know, afraid of being racially profiled and arrested because of the indiscriminate nature of these arrests, but they are nevertheless putting their bodies on the line because they're citizens and they believe in using their privilege to defend the people that they care about. And these protests have been largely peaceful. You know, these are people who want to tell ICE that they are not welcome in their communities. And what we're seeing is a provocation, you know, the deployment of the National Guard and the Marines against the wishes of California's leaders. It is an attack on the sovereignty of the state of California, and it is an effort to provoke Angelenos into a violent confrontation. They want.
I mean, yeah, obviously he's gonna go into LA because that's where all the, you know, the gangs are. You know, they're very aggressive. The people in LA are very aggressive. So he's literally rage baiting, and you guys are falling for it. The people are falling for it. I mean, not my viewers, not you guys, but I'm saying the people who live in LA, they're falling for the rage bait.
Want protesters to react violently, to distract from what is really happening, which is that, you know, families are being separated.
No, that's not the distraction. The distraction is the fifth column. And June 14th, right? So he's going to use this as, you know, inflammation. So on June 14th, there's going to be so many people there. So many Trump haters. So many mainstream Trump guys. It's going to be like a civil war. It's going to be January 6th, but for Democrats, basically. That's what it's going to be.
Communities are being devastated.
I've had enough, bro. I've had enough with this. It's like, it's leftist media, bro. I've had enough. I've had enough, bro. Yeah, man. Yeah, all the left wants to do is promote hate, dude, I swear. Like, we don't even hate the left. We just, like, we just care about the country. But all these guys want to do is just hate the right. Villainize us. You know, just, and they're not, like, focusing it towards bettering the country. They're focusing it on hate. That's not how it's supposed to work. That's not how, you know, an American is supposed to think. So, we need to stop that. Let me check Twitter real quick. See if I can say anything. See if I can bring up anything new. Kyrie's going live, 8:30. That's cool. Yeah. I think we should stop immigration for a while because it's getting out of hand. We need to stop it, and then we can start letting people back in later. But I think for now we need to chill out on the immigration. Just chill. Get everything back in order, and then we could start bringing in people. Then okay, fine. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I haven't seen anything on Twitter in the LA riots. This is like the only thing that's going on right now. Yeah, this is like the only thing that's going on right now. So yeah, I think I'm gonna end the show right now. Yeah, we're gonna end the show. So I hope you guys enjoyed the show. You guys can catch me tomorrow as well. Same time, around 9, 10. And yeah, you guys have a good rest of your afternoon. Thank you for watching.